just to step in field and get away from a couple of Burnley challenges, but he's eventually forced out by Assignon. Throw in favour of Bournemouth. Assignon not happy with that one. It's hurled into the Burnley box, but it'll be shepherded behind. Not quite by O'Shea. Burnley having to clear their lines. Just a reminder of that big one at the Etihad Stadium this afternoon, 3:30 PM kickoff. We'll have live audio coverage here on Flashscore UK. Manchester City at home to Manchester United. Liverpool's win yesterday keeps them out in front at the top of the table. 4-point advantage over City. If City win the derby, that closes to 1. And we will also be on top of Sheffield United against Arsenal tomorrow night. That's an 8 PM start at Bramall Lane. Trafford with the long ball forward again, dealt with by Bournemouth. Mepham this time just stepping across in front of Brun Larsen. Charlie Taylor just picks up possession again for Burnley. Cullen into the feet of Fofana. He's gone very deep there, David Detta of Fofana, to try and get himself involved. He's been particularly quiet so far this afternoon, without his regular partner today, Ziki Amdouni, on the bench. I imagine we will see him at some point if the score stays the same. There's good hassling there by Fofana to try and squeeze possession from Zabrani, but Bournemouth come away with the ball. Here's Smith into Semenyo. Good tackle there from Charlie Taylor. It's impressive against Manchester City last weekend. Antoine Semenyo created a string of chances for Bournemouth, but unfortunately Solanke and co couldn't put them away. It's a good challenge in midfield there by Assignon. Chased over on the far side and kept in by Tavernier for Bournemouth. Premier League relegation battle is certainly starting to take shape. Just looking at some of the numbers in and around Bournemouth. Victory today, as I mentioned, will mean 31 points on the board. That's almost certain to be enough. Crystal Palace on 28 are in a strong position, but you could argue from Brentford on 26 downwards there is the potential for a real scrap. Everton and Forest, regardless of a possible points deduction, are in the middle of it. Forest, as it stands, have got a 4-point lead on Luton. Luton, of course, still with a game on hand. There's Vitinho looking to burst in field and find Cullen. There's some space here for Cullen to raid into. Just steers that one for Odegaard. He curls it wide of the target. Cullen thought about the shot himself initially. Good play again over on that right-hand side from Burnley, with Vitinho creating the space. Laid off by Cullen. Odegaard just couldn't get enough shape on that as he tried to whip it back round. Still just one effort on target for each side. Odegaard denied by Neto. Justin Kluivert finding the back of the net for Bournemouth. A free kick to the visitors, just inside the Burnley half. Odegaard catching Ryan Christie. It's played into the space in behind for Solanke. He's got room here just in front of Steve. Opts to keep it going through Semenyo. Curled in deep by Smith. That's headed away by Assignon. An offside flag up in the middle of that. It's Solanke this time. The goals have rather dried up for the former Liverpool man in recent weeks. Just one in his last 4. 14 Premier League goals in the season as a whole, of course. very strong, wider campaign for him. Only Erling Haaland, Ollie Watkins and Mohamed Salah have scored more in the Premier League than him. But he'll be desperate to get up towards that 20 mark. Potentially give Gareth Southgate something to think about. Watkins is certainly in the reckoning for a place in the England Euro 2024 panel. Dominic Solanke's probably got a bit more work to do. So again, Assignon so busy over on that right hand side, just nips in front of Kirkes. Taylor will clear. Bournemouth have just started to build a bit more possession in the last few minutes. We're happy for Burnley to try their hand after Kluivert's breakthrough, and with Burnley unable to strike, they've started to feel their way back into the contest. Here's Odegaard popping up in central midfield this time, so a good clip over onto the right hand side to try and get some movement from Assignon. There's Vitinha, who's eventually shut off. Semenyo as they come in field for Bournemouth. Vitinha just manages to put the squeeze on Kirkes there and win possession for Burnley. Feeds it in field to Odegaard. This is promising here for Burnley. If he can get out to Larsson down the right hand side, he'll tiptoe his way into the box. Back for Fofana. Dummies the shot for Fofana. Just runs into traffic eventually. Bournemouth will come away with that. Disappointed from David Destro Fofana, and Bournemouth can break here. Solanke's run just takes him wide of goal. Steve will stay with him. That's a foul, and that's a cheap foul to give away by the Burnley centre-back. He did his job with Solanke there. Tracked him across the box, but he's just dangled the leg in front of Dominic Solanke. Bournemouth number 9, who had no options really, happy to go over and take the free kick. Just to the right of centre, about 25 yards from goal from a Bournemouth perspective. With Tavernier and Cook in conversation over this one. Left foot of Tavernier seems favourite to whip this one in. There's an opportunity to go for goal if he wants to. I think he will, looking at the angle that he's taking up. There will be runners in the box looking to follow in. It's Marcus Tavernier. Short run up, bends that one over the top of James Trafford's goal. Probably not enough space to whip it over the wall and get it back down again in time. Not a bad effort. But nothing for Trafford to really deal with. 40 minutes on the clock here on Flash Score UK. If you're just joining us, Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. Justin Kluivert's early goal giving the Cherries the breakthrough. Burnley, of course, in the middle of this dreadful run of form as they remain rooted to the bottom of the Premier League table. 11 points away from top flight survival. 1 win in 12 Premier League games. And just 1 Premier League win on home soil this season. Victory for Bournemouth would put them on the verge of likely Premier League survival. James Trafford again in possession. Bournemouth happy to drop off when he's got the ball. Confident that he will eventually play it long. Opts for the short one this time is Lafita Fofana, but he goes straight back to the Burnley keeper. Zebrani and Mepham have dealt with that long ball threat quite well so far for Bournemouth. Burnley win back possession from the turnover. That's fed through. There's a chance here for Fofana. Quickly off his line by Neto, blocked. Brun Larsen with the follow-up. I don't think that was on target from Brun Larsen. Good speed there from David Datro Fofana to break in. Neto was very quickly off his line, and Brun Larsen is down injured here. He tried to chase back after his effort was blocked. I think he's collided with the advertising hoardings. Fofana is down after that coming together with Neto. Brun Larsen just got his body in the way in front of Semenyo, and he's rolled and rolled off the pitch and has eventually bumped into the boards. I think he's claiming that he was caught in the face by Semenyo. A chance for Fofana, not a clear one for him. Good ball played through to him by Wilson Ødegaard. Neto was quickly on the scene. Didn't really have time to dink it over the Brazilian. Larsen's effort might have been sneaking in that near post. It was Adam Smith who got back to make the block. And the referee has opted for a booking there on Semenyo. He was initially concerned that it could have been a more serious offence as he caught Brun Larsen. Just a booking for the Bournemouth winger. 2 minutes to go here to the end of 45, the first 45. Frustration for Bournemouth, frustration for Burnley rather. Very little in the way of clear-cut chances for Vincent Kompany's side. Not a great deal for Andone Iraola's visitors either, it must be said, but the one big chance they had, Justin Kluivert obliged to bury it in the back of the net. Trafford again with that big switch forward. He's trying to get Vitinha in behind Kerkez, but it's dealt with by Bournemouth. One back in midfield though by Brun Larsen. Here's Sanderberg with a chance from the edge of the box. Wound up for the shot, but instead he's forced out wide by Kerkez. Cullen tries to back him up. He's caught there. That'll be a free kick to Burnley right on the edge of the box. Good speed in transition there from Josh Cullen. Sanderberg saw him coming behind him. With Kluivert who's gone into the book for that one. Berg rather ran out of options himself. Saw the run of Cullen. That's a nasty catch by Kluivert on Josh Cullen's leg. Inches away from being inside the penalty area, that one. Cullen's back on his feet, he looks okay. It's a bad challenge from the Bournemouth goal scorer. Cullen was stretching to keep the ball under control, and Kluivert was stretching to tackle him. I think he can count himself slightly lucky that that's not being checked by VAR. Burnley have a chance. Right on the corner of the 18-yard box. Taylor and Brun Larsen looking over this one. The left foot of Taylor and the right of Brun Larsen. This could be an opportunity for Burnley if they get the delivery right. Plenty of height in there to aim at for what looks like Brun Larsen. Curled in and saved. That's a fantastic stop from Neto. Fizz straight at him by Brun Larsen. Almost everybody inside Turf Moor was expecting the cross from Brun Larsen there. You got a real dip on that one. That is a fantastic stop from Neto. Big strong left hand, tips it onto the crossbar. That is a huge, huge save from the Bournemouth captain. 6 minutes added on, corner to Burnley. Cleared away at the near post. Has helped back into the box, and Semenyo will only half get the job done. Taylor will come again for Burnley down the left. He's teasing ball into the box. Headed over. Coutinho was leaning back there as he tried to just arch his neck and give Neto something else to deal with. Good ball in from Taylor. Coutinho is onside. He had Fofana coming in behind him. Fofana had the run on Zabrani as well. It's Coutinho who took the opportunity over the top. Will there be another opportunity for Burnley before the break? 2 minutes of the additional 6 already played. It's Bournemouth in possession here. That's good hassling over on the far side by Vitinha. Kirkes will go again. It's a corner to Bournemouth. Getting back, doing his defensive duty there, Vitinha. Big round of applause from Kompany for that free kick from Brun Larsen. There's some defending for the Clarets to do here now. Delivered in deep, but it's headed away onto the edge of the box for Tavernier. He just skews that one wide of the post. He's kept alive eventually. Bournemouth will have the throw. Bournemouth just looking to tick the clock out here until the break. There's a couple of minutes of the extra 6 added on still to play. They want to just guard that 1-0 advantage. Make sure they don't give Burnley anything to hold on to coming into the second half. It's good play there from Semenyo just to protect the ball from Charlie Taylor down the Bournemouth right hand side. Zabrani almost caught in possession there by Wilson Odobert. Eventually goes back to Neto. Big switch from right to left, and it's Burnley that come away with possession. That's a nice ball on the turn by Fofana. Vitinho's away in behind here if he can find a ball across the box. Kirkes gets back. Throw into Burnley. Centre forward play there by Datro Fofana. Just hooked it around the corner to release Vitinho. Vitinho didn't have enough pace to get away from Kirkes. Gets the throw in though. Assignon will come to take this one level with the edge of the 18-yard box. Hurled into the near post. Headed away by Bournemouth. It's kept alive in the edge of the box by Odobert. Solanke will get back in there to try and lend his height for Bournemouth, but it's hoofed away eventually. Trafford will return the favour back into Bournemouth territory. That's a really nice touch on the far side by Datro Fofana. Releases Vitinho. His cross is helped behind. Corner to Burnley. This is likely to be the final action of the opening half. We're just being shown a video technology replay, Hawkeye, of the Jakob Brun Larsen free kick. Incredible save by Neto, and the full ball didn't cross the line after the save. Corner played short by Burnley. Here's Cullen trying to work an angle to get this cross into the box, but it's eventually cleared away by Bournemouth. One back though by Burnley. Bournemouth just putting bodies on the line here, wanting to get over to get into half time even. Larsen pokes that around the corner for Taylor. Smashed away by Zabrani. We are now over the 6 minutes added on. Imagine there'll just be a little bit more increased by referee David Coote as Semenyo chases back and concedes a free kick. Another chance for Burnley to cross one into the box. It was a Steve this time. Charged into that space left by Charlie Taylor. Semenyo was clumsy getting back to try and make the tackle, and he's just nudged into the Burnley centre-back. Burnley will bring the big guns forward again to see if they can threaten Bournemouth before the half-time whistle. It's all in the hands of referee David Coote now. It'll be Jakob Brun-Larsen to take again over on this left-hand side. Swing it into the Bournemouth box. It's helped on its way. Not in a positive sense for Burnley, is there? Back to square one over by the corner flag. And that is the half-time whistle here at Turf Moor. Burnley's struggles continue as they battle against Premier League relegation. Chances for Vincent Kompany's side, but no goals for the Clarets. Just the one on the board for the Cherries. Justin Kluivert's snapshot finish, giving Andone Iraola's side a vital lead here at the break. Half-time on Flashscore UK is Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. We'll be back with all the second half action in just over Visitors 1 goal to the good at the break. Justin Kluivert's finish giving them the advantage here in Lancashire, as Burnley's relegation troubles continue to deepen. We'll get an update on a substitution in just a moment, but it's Bournemouth with the early run-in the opening seconds of the second period. Milos Kerkez trying to burst through. It's a goal kick eventually to Burnley. There has been a change from the away side. Andone Iraola opting to bring on Alex Scott in place of Ryan Christie. That's just the only change at the break. No updates from Vincent Kompany for his Burnley side. James Trafford in goal. Back four of Assignon, O'Shea, Esteve and Charlie Taylor. Vitinho, Berg, Cullen and Odegaard in midfield. And David Datro Fofana and Jakob Brun Larsen in attack. Brun Larsen coming the closest for Burnley before the break. His free kick brilliantly saved by Neto in the Bournemouth goal. And the Bournemouth starting team for the second period. Neto, as I mentioned, in goal. Adam Smith, Zabrani, Milos Kerkez and Chris Mepham at the back. Mepham an early replacement for Marcos Senesi, who went off with a hamstring problem. Scott into midfield alongside Lewis Cook. And it is Antoine Semenyo, the goalscorer Kluivert, Marcus Tavernier and Dominic Solanke in attack for Bournemouth. So as it stands, Bournemouth doing their chances of Premier League survival. The world of good on course for a possible first Premier League win of 2024. 4 wins in 5 in their last Premier League outings. If it stays as it is, they'll be on to 31 points. As I mentioned in the first half, the new target for Premier League survival is 34 points. Burnley down in the bottom with 13. Here's Cullen. Burnley with some solid possession in the opening minutes of the second period. Vincent Kompany will be assessing his options, you'd imagine, as we move forward. He does have the potential for change on the bench. As David Datro Fofana is halted in his run there. Brun Larsen was offside in the build-up in that attack from Burnley. J. Rodriguez, Johan Berg, Gudmundsson, and of course Ziki Amundi on the bench for Burnley. Amundi with 4 Premier League goals to his name this season. Enes Unyal has been included on the bench by Andoni Iraola. Positive news for him after he was taken off in the FA Cup defeat to Leicester in midweek. Concerns that the Getafe loanee could be out for a sustained period. Nice burst forward here by Burnley. That's cut out by Kerkez. Vitinho try and keep it alive. It's just a bit too much on it. That'll drift out for a goal kick. It was Odegaard who created the chance for Burnley there. Trafford with a long ball forward. It's immediately cut out. And Neto will return the favour. And that's an offside against Bournemouth. Stop-start beginning to the second period. First 5 minutes already ticked off. It's Darragh O'Shea in possession for Burnley. He was cautioned in the opening minute. Something that Vincent Kompany will be keeping an eye on, I'm sure. As Burnley look to burst forward here. That's cut back to Odegaard on the edge of the box, but he's crowded out. Cullen with the drive. Blocked away by Bournemouth. No Josh Brownhill, of course, for Burnley today. He starts a 3-match ban. Red card against Crystal Palace last weekend. Misses today. Next week's trip to West Ham. And then the final game before the March international break at home to Brentford. Brentford, who are themselves in the running for potential Premier League relegation. They did get themselves a 2-2 draw against Chelsea yesterday. 26 points on the board for Thomas Frank's team. there's still work to be done for the Bees to make sure they're a Premier League team next season. Burnley's chances of joining them in that quest appear to be fading by the game. So throw in there conceded by Assignon, couldn't get enough purchase on his clearance, and Kirkes will keep the ball deep inside the Burnley half. Good play there to protect the ball from Lewis Cook. Back all the way to Neto by Chris Mepham. He'll go long this time. It's a good win from Dara O'Shea. Flick round the corner to get Bournemouth moving here, and it's a great burst forward from Alex Scott if he can find a cross, but it's Sander Berg who's stuck with him. Steve tried to bring it away for Burnley there, but he was frustrated in the end. Good work there from Alex Scott, but he couldn't quite shake off Sander Berg. Credit to Berg, he stuck with him all the way into the box to make the challenge. Fairly half-hearted penalty appeal from Scott. David Coote uninterested. Mentioned in the first half the importance of these games coming up for Burnley in the next few weeks. It's a massive schedule on the agenda for Bournemouth as well. Today the first of 3 matches against the current bottom 3, as they look to put yet more distance between themselves and the relegation battle. Home to Sheffield United next weekend, and then at home to Luton on the 13th of March. They then have an extended break until after the international window, not back in action until they host Everton on the 30th of March. It's been so far so good for Andone Iraola's side. Season in the right direction, 15th at the end of 2023, 39 points on the board. That was the first time they've secured more than 40 Premier League points in a Premier League season and not been relegated. 31 is the tally as it stands. Plenty of scope for Iraola to build on that. Here's Burnley looking to build themselves. Assignon squares it infield to Josh Cullen. He's shut off by Justin Kluivert. They'll clip ball forward into the space down the right channel for David Datro Fofana, but he's well shackled there. Good play from Burnley to keep it alive, however. Vitinho tries to sneak his way into the box, but Mepham is there with the clearance. Kluivert loses out to Dara O'Shea though, and Burnley will keep possession. 55 minutes on the clock. No real chances since the restart here at Turf Moor. Burnley ended the second period strongly, and I would urge anybody that hasn't seen it to check out that Neto save from Jakob Brun Larsen. Incredible piece of goalkeeping from the Brazilian to keep the score as it is. Justin Kluivert's goal the difference. Bournemouth happy to let Burnley have possession here in the middle of the pitch and just keep O'Shea and Cullen and Esteve popping the ball between them. It's a big switch forward from Trafford. There's far too much on it for Brun Larsen, and he gets a dirty look from the Burnley winger there, the Clarets number 1. Ball forward needs to be much better than that if Burnley are to create something here. Just a reminder, of course, that we do have live audio coverage from the Manchester derby. That kicks off at 3:30 at the Etihad Stadium. Pep Guardiola looking to keep pace with league leaders Liverpool. And we'll have team news from that game in just over 10 minutes here. clearing up there by Sanderberg in midfield to keep the Clarets on the ball. No sign of a change just yet from Vincent Kompany. There's plenty of substitutes out warming up, but no movement from the manager as to what he'll do. So a switch from left to right from a Steve. Tries to bring Assignon further forward. He can't find Vitinho with the pass, and Bournemouth will get it clear. Good tracking back there from Odegaard, but it falls kindly for Bournemouth here, and they've got a man over. If Kluivert can find Solanke, Solanke with the drive, and Trafford with the save. Great pace there from Justin Kluivert to create the opportunity, pick the pass at the right time. Solanke from the right hand side of the box kept it down. Good reactions from James Trafford to keep him out. But that's the closest that Solanke has come to making it goal number 15 in the Premier League this season. But there's a chance here again for Bournemouth, and it's just past the post from Tavernier. Deep ball into the box. Again, it's Kluivert at the heart of it for the Cherries. Semenyo just knocked it into the pass of Tavernier. A combination of the on-rushing James Trafford and a Steve getting back to make the tackle. Slammed the door in his face. Two chances in quick succession for Bournemouth there. Raid down the left-hand side. Kluivert across to Dominic Solanke, saved by Trafford. And then just seconds later, Kluivert's ball knocked down by Semenyo. Tavernier could not make it count for the Cherries. That seems to have woken up the home crowd as well. Burnley yet to find that cutting edge that they need here. Good play down the right from Vitinha to win the throw-in. He's forced backwards, and O'Shea will go for the easy option with James Trafford calling for it. Do wonder if Vincent Kompany is planning his substitutions here. He might be waiting until we get the other side of the hour mark before shuffling things up. The game is rather tightly balanced. Bournemouth have carried the greater threat. In reality, those opportunities just a moment ago for Solanke and Tavernier demonstrate what they can do if something falls their way, and if Bournemouth score again, you'd imagine that would be game over for Burnley. But as it stands, the Clarets have a big chance to keep themselves in the tie. Need to find a way to work the ball forward. James Trafford has seen plenty of possession in the opening stages of the second half, but he does well there to feed it into Sanderberg. Now over to the left hand side to try and get back possession. So Charlie Taylor will hang this cross into the box, headed away by Zabrani. Back with Sanderberg. Again, he's forced backwards, and it's O'Shea that will get Burnley restarted. And this near right-hand side now to Assignon. He'll try and get the run on Kluivert. Infield past Kirketz. Cullen. Plenty of Bournemouth bodies back. Just looking to block off the cross, and that's whipped in, and it falls nicely for Odegaard if he can get a shot away. Immediately crowded out. It was Lewis Cook who got the block in eventually. Didn't look full of confidence there, Wilson Odegaard, as it felt nicely to him about 8 yards out. Burnley will come again, and it's Odegaard again, this time over on the left hand side. Finds Taylor. He'll just clip that one into Fofana, but it's too much for Fofana to hold on to that one. Tried to turn his man over by the left hand corner flag, and it's going to be a goal kick to Bournemouth. Just been shown a replay of that opportunity for Odegaard. sign of a player lacking in confidence. As it spanned back to him, he thought about the volley and instead decided to put his studs on the ball and try and steer it home, to no avail. Hasn't scored a Premier League goal since December. 3 to his name so far this season, but his body language was pretty telling in that one. Good pressing from the front there by Tavernier and shutting down the ball forward from O'Shea. Bournemouth now finding themselves with a bit more possession inside Burnley territory. As Cook looks to take that throw-in off Milos Kerkez. Here's Sander Berg. It's a good ball forward from him as he tries to just curl that one over the far side to Charlie Taylor. Ball into the feet there of Fofana. Now Cullen with the drive. Held by Neto. There's been a few opportunities like that for Cullen. Decided against shooting in each of them so far, but he set his sights on that one. An easy take for Neto in the end. James Trafford just hammers that one downfield as he's put under pressure by Solanke. Fofana win a free kick for Burnley on halfway. Chris Mepham's done a really good job since coming on as an early replacement for Marcos Senesi. Fofana and Larsson, aside from that free kick just before the break, haven't really had a sniff. Here's Sander Berg. Plays it out left to Charlie Taylor. Clip forward in the direction of Larsson, but it's Semenyo who gets back there to clear. long bouncing ball forward, aimed up at Solanke. He's rather wrestled to the floor. That'll be a free kick to Bournemouth. And we are going to see some changes for Burnley in a moment or two. Ziki Amundi is being readied by Vincent Kompany. Jay Rodriguez still with his coat on, so I'm not expecting to see the Burnley number 9 just yet. But there's a free kick for them to deal with for the moment. Selfless play there from Solanke to win a set piece over on the right hand side. Marcus Tavernier to take, left footed. Tried to catch out the one man wall of Brun Larsen there, but he gets the block in and Burnley can break if they get the right pass here. Here's Vitinho charging forward down the right hand side. David Detra Fofana almost got in his way there as Kerkez makes the clearance. Vitinho making that point to Fofana. He wanted him in the box in that situation. Good defending from Kerkez eventually to hammer it away. Assignon with the throw into Fofana. Curled in by Assignon, cleared away by Bournemouth. 25 minutes to go and we're going to see the first change from Vincent Kompany. Just been delayed for a moment there because Burnley took the throw in quickly to get themselves moving. O'Shea. Now here's Cullen. Again, just shepherded backwards the Republic of Ireland international. Sander Berg now finds a bit of space to feed that left to Taylor. Back to Berg. Cullen will swivel away there, but he's tracked by Solanke. Chance here for Cullen if he can get a shot off. Feeds it into Fofana on the edge of the box. Heavy touch from Fofana. Vitinho will dink it in. That's a foul over on the far post. The ball has bounced into the back of the net by Cullen. The referee immediately blew for a foul. Smith was barged to the floor. I don't think this one will be reversed. Cullen claims that he wasn't involved, but it's clear foul on the back post as Vitinho's ball came in. Smith is just barrelled over by Brun Larsen. A smart finish by Cullen to turn in the knockdown. That's a clear foul on the Bournemouth right back who just stood his ground against Brun Larsen. That 3:30 PM kickoff at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City at home to Manchester United. We're going to have team news dropping momentarily. I'll give you an update on that as soon as I can. It's been a bit of a melee off the ball here. Tempers are starting to flare, particularly after that challenge from Brun Larsen on Adam Smith. Cliver with a lunge at... Sorry, beg your pardon, it's Tavernier with a lunge at Josh Cullen. He was caught by a late tackle from his Bournemouth teammate Justin Cliver in the first half. And that's a booking for Tavernier. And another sore one for Josh Cullen. Burnley still not able to make that substitution because the ball hasn't gone out of play, and David Coote might be dishing out a few more cards here. He's just spoken to Vitinho. No confirmation of a booking at this stage, and he has now booked Vitinho, and the change will now be made. Busy 30 seconds there for Vincent Kompany. Vitinho in the book, and Ziki Amdouni on. Jacob Brun Larsen is the player replaced. Be a like-for-like swap for Burnley. Amdouni straight up front with David Datro Fofana. Burnley get back underway. Semenyo just snapping in on Charlie Taylor there. There's a bit of bite now in this one. Vincent Kompany knows his team will have to battle. 20 minutes of normal time remaining. Introduction of Amdouni will give them a different dimension in attack, of course. They need to find something if they're to force their way back into this one. And we are getting some team news dropping from the Etihad Stadium. We can confirm Manchester City starting 11. Ederson, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ake, Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden and Erling Haaland. Jeremy Doku is back in the starting team with Jack Grealish out of action. As for Manchester United, Andre Onana, Victor Lindelof, Rafa Varane, Johnny Evans and Diogo Dalot, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro and Kobe Mainu. Scott McTominay keeps his place, and it is a front two of Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho. We'll have full audio coverage of that one from 3:30 here on Flash Score UK, if you're staying with us after this game. We have a couple of European crackers this evening. 7:45, Napoli at home to Juventus, and then at 8 PM UK time, Barcelona away at Athletic Club. Corner to Burnley. Alex Scott getting back into position there to block off a cross. Burnley thought about taking this one quickly. They have done that. Odegaard. Bournemouth immediately out to suffocate them on that left-hand side. It finds its way back into Odegaard. He goes down under a challenge inside the box. It was Amdouni with the pass into him. The Burnley players are claiming for a penalty there. Referee says no for now. There's some defending for them to do here now. That was well done by Vitinho to get back. The Burnley players are still hounding David Coote over that one. Referee was immediate in his decision to say no penalty. Burnley will come again. Long ball forward down the right hand side for Fofana this time. Blocked off by Mepham. And Neto will make the grab. Just getting a chance to have a look at a replay there. Odegaard potentially caught on the end of his toe by Alex Scott. Any contact was relatively minor, but if he does make contact with the player, then there is the potential for a penalty review. Nothing doing as yet for Burnley. No VAR review on that one. Got a real bit of spice into proceedings now. I imagine that there will be some changes from both managers before we wrap up here. The third change of the game incoming for Bournemouth. Justin Kluivert, whose goal as it stands is the difference between the two teams. He's going to be withdrawn for the final 17 minutes. Philip Billing on in his place. Billing, of course, back from suspension himself. Just to add a bit more steel and balance to the midfield. Bournemouth do break away from that one. Here's Kirkes looking to measure across into the box, but it's all the way across to Antoine Semenyo. He'll have a go from the right this time. It's a dangerous ball, but there was no Bournemouth player really in a position to attack it. Too high for Solanke. Very important incoming 5 minutes or so. If Bournemouth score, it's game over. If Burnley score, it's game on. Trafford with the long goal kick again. It's headed on by Fofana, but cleared by Zabrani. There's Billing with his first touch. Just tries to nudge that through for Solanke, but the offside flag is up. I think he knew that was coming, Dominic Solanke. Just went a fraction too soon to the wrong side of Dara O'Shea when the ball came to him. Burnley eager to get on with things. That's curled into the box by Assignon. It'll be a goal kick for Bournemouth. Caught in two minds there, Assignon with the cross. And eventually it just gives Bournemouth a chance to take the sting out of things. Vincent Kompany's preparing another change here. Manuel Benson, a player who'll be entering the fray in just a few moments. He was very impressive for them in the Championship last season, but he's not been able to replicate that in the Premier League so far. Chance for Bournemouth. Antoine Semenyo breaking into the Burnley box. Dominic Solanke just laid it across for him, and that was a huge opportunity. I think the flag might have gone up if it was reviewed. Solanke again, just a little bit too eager to get past Dara O'Shea. Calmly rolled that one back across the 18-yard box for Semenyo. Semenyo puts it wide. And as it stands with no offside flag, that is a big opportunity missed for Bournemouth to kill this one off. Manuel Benson, as I mentioned there, 11 Championship goals last season. Yet to fire in the Premier League. He will get his chance in a few moments' time. Trafford again goes long. It's Mepham with the header. He's been superb for Bournemouth this afternoon. Every ball that's been put down there he's dealt with, and when he hasn't been in a position to do so, Zabrani has been on duty. It's a nice ball forward to get Semenyo away down the right hand side. He'll go one-on-one with Taylor inside the box. Semenyo just past the post again. 2 chances in less than a minute for Antoine Semenyo. This one was all of his own making. Drew Taylor in on the edge of the box, just stepped inside onto his left foot, tried to curl it round for the far corner. Don't think James Trafford was getting there. He just whistles past the post. So change for Burnley. Vitinho off, Benson on. You might see Burnley go to a more attacking shape after that change. Fofana and Amdouni as a front two at the moment. Benson will be thrown up there to give them some support. Vincent Kompany looks for something to change this around. Still without a Premier League win in 2024. 2-0 victory away at Fulham back in December is the only real bright spark that these supporters can hold on to. Trafford now again tries that long ball forward, but it's another important header from Chris Mepham. Burnley just unable to lay a glove on Bournemouth as it stands, and the quick free kick is brought back by the referee. Here is Benson. Started over on the right hand side for the moment, so that is a straight swap with Vitinho. Good hassle there in midfield by Bournemouth to win it back, and Assignon just tangles with Lewis Cook. Quick handshake between them there. Assignon knew that he'd lost control of the situation, and Cook just backed into him to win the free kick. And the referee is calling him over for a quick chat. Lewis Cook explaining that there's no issue. David Coote just wants to make his point there that he won't stand for anything. 10 minutes of normal time remaining here at Turf Moor. Bournemouth 1-0 in front. Justin Kluivert's goal feels like a long time ago. Real smart effort from him in the first half to give Bournemouth the advantage. Burnley have huffed and puffed, but they are yet to find the back of the net. That's again won back by Bournemouth, but the referee blows for a foul. It was Odegaard who tried to steam away from a couple of challenges, and he was halted. Vincent Kompany not happy with that one. But the home side quickly back on the ball. Bournemouth have done a really good job on James Trafford in possession so far this afternoon. In the opening stages it was Solanke going up to squeeze him to try and force an error with the short ball, but when they realised that he prefers to go long, happy to drop off and let Zabrani and Chris Mepham deal with the aerial challenge of Fofana and co. Bournemouth, you'd imagine, just looking to box clever in the final stages. And Andona Iraola might make use of a couple more substitutions. Just break down the flow of this one. Victory today, of course, would be another key step forward in their quest for Premier League survival. That'll be a corner to Burnley. Good break forward from Fofana. He's blocked off. That'll be a set piece to the home side. Interested spectator this afternoon, David Moyes, has just been spotted leaving his seat here at Turf Moor. Burnley heading to the London Stadium next weekend, of course. He is in the area on the back of West Ham beating Everton 3-1 yesterday. It's curled in by Benson and headed up and over the bar by Darragh O'Shea. Has scored this season, the Republic of Ireland international. Got a spectacular goal against Liverpool, to no avail, of course, in terms of the final result. 3-1 victory in that one for Jurgen Klopp's side at Anfield. The clock is ticking away on this one for Vincent Kompany. Jay Rodriguez, of course, is an option to come on for the final few minutes if he looks to go for broke. It's an awkward clearance there for James Trafford to make. His Burnley teammates help him out. Charlie Taylor just battling away there, but Bournemouth will win possession. Cook just looks to scoop that into the box for Solanke, but Darragh O'Shea heads behind. Corner to Bournemouth. It's been a selfless display from Dominic Solanke this afternoon. He's not managed to add to his goal tally for the season. Just one Premier League goal now in his last 5 appearances, including today. 14 for the campaign so far. He wouldn't rule out another opportunity for him before the end. Corner headed away at the near post by Zeki Amdouni. So Bournemouth do give it away though. Adam Smith's pass back into the box just slips out for a throw into Burnley. Here's Steve, just steps inside Solanke to keep possession. Trafford with the hoof downfield. Headed away again by Mepham. He'll be an important figure in this Bournemouth team in the next few weeks, you'd imagine. Marcos Senesi forced off with a hamstring problem in the first 5 minutes here. There's a half chance here for Bournemouth as Tavernier tries to steer across into the box, but it's dealt with by Burnley. Welsh international Mepham has been a tower of strength for Bournemouth since he's come on, and he's plenty of experience if Andoni Iraola needs him. And there's a decision for the referee to make here. Adam Smith's gone diving into a tackle over on the far right hand side. There's been a few card calls for David Coote to make. It's a yellow this time for Adam Smith. Josh Cullen's ball to Odegaard was cut out, and then the loose ball just squirted out for Charlie Taylor, and Smith has dived in. And that is a very close call for the referee to make. Probably somewhere in between a yellow and a red. He wasn't out of control, but he does catch the experienced Burnley left back. But much to the frustration of the home fans, it's just a booking for Burnley. But they'll have a corner here now as free kicks played quickly, and Fofana will battle away and win the set piece. 5 minutes of normal time remaining here on Flashscore UK. Hosts Burnley 1-0 down to Bournemouth. Corners worked short again. Crosses flicked on by Steve. It's well wide of the target. Another bit of frustration for Vincent Kompany. Nice cross that from Wilson Odegaard. Steve got away from his man, but he's not really able to generate the direction he needed on the header. And we are going to see, as expected, a couple of rolls of the dice by Iraola. Enas Unal amongst the changes about to be brought on. Here's Kirkets. Just tries to feed that into the feet of Tavernier, but he's bustled out of it. Cullen. Now Benson. It's a step inside from the right hand side. Does well there, substitute Benson, but it's poor ball in the end to Fofana. Will there be one final sting in the tail for Burnley here? Kirkes with the throw. Well won there by Darragh O'Shea, and Burnley will pick up possession in midfield. Sander Berg. Played forward to Amdouni, dropping deep. Now Charlie Taylor's well advanced down the left hand side. It's not a great cross, just hangs it into the box. No real shape on that one. Neto will claim it in front of Fofana. Clock continues to tick down here, not just on this result but potentially Burnley's place as a Premier League team. Should mention that goal difference is technically keeping them off the bottom of the table as it stands. Sheffield United in action at home to Arsenal tomorrow night are rock bottom. Both teams on 13 points, 18th place Luton on 20. The gap to survival is 4 points as it stands. Nottingham Forest on 24. Here's O'Shea. Again, Burnley backwards to Trafford. So it's not where they want possession inside their own half. James Trafford's well advanced here as he tries to switch over to the left hand side, but it's dealt with by Bournemouth. Helped on its way by Alex Scott. Solanke came careering back to help out there, and Bournemouth have got the switch on with Antoine Semenyo. Just slows his run on the edge of the box, Semenyo, but he'll drive that one, and Semenyo wins it for Bournemouth. Darragh O'Shea was too slow to get out to close him down. Semenyo steps inside, and his third time lucky for the Bournemouth winger. His fifth Premier League goal of the season, and it is game over for Burnley. A quick front to back from Bournemouth. Alex Scott with the win in midfield. It's played forward for Semenyo, who went on and on into the Burnley box. O'Shea wasn't aggressive enough in dealing with the situation. Steps inside onto his left foot and just curls that one home. No chance for James Trafford. No chance for Burnley. Bournemouth on course for a first Premier League win of 2024. And the Clarets are slipping ever closer to a return to the Championship. That does get a deflection on the way through. Charlie Taylor getting back to try and help out. Changes the direction on the shot. It was on target from Antoine Semenyo. Deflection probably doing enough to take it away from Trafford. The travelling Bournemouth fans won't mind at all. It's in the back of the net. And they are singing the cherries home to a first 3 points on the road since the start of the calendar year. A couple of changes from Iraola after that goal. We'll get confirmed details on them in just a moment. It's Enas Unal on for Dominic Solanke. Dango Ouattara on for Kirkes. Jay Rodriguez is on for Burnley. Johan Berg Gudmundsson as well. So a double change. Cullen and O'Shea are the players withdrawn for Burnley. You can imagine now it's just a case of ticking down the clock. Semenyo will certainly be claiming that goal, despite the deflection from Taylor. And there's very little that Burnley can do here. Cross into the box though, and Neto punches. Fofana went down in a heap there as he was caught by Neto in the aftermath, but it's not a foul against the Burnley striker. We'll have an update on the added time in just a second. The referee is coming in to check on an injury. Fofana went down, but there's also an injury to a Bournemouth player. Neto colliding with one of his own defenders. 6 minutes added on at the end of the second period, same as the first half. It's Mepham who's down, but he's back on his feet now. He's just being taken off the pitch for a moment. The Bournemouth medical team will just give him a quick check over. Doesn't look as if there's any significant concern for the Wales international. This is another blow for Burnley. Here's Altara trying to get forward, but he's cut off by Benson. Going to be a free kick to Burnley. Benson did well there to get back in. He's bundled to the floor eventually. Burnley are running out of time to save themselves in the Premier League. There's the potential to get some points on the board in the next few weeks, but it looks as if it could be a case of too little too late already for Vincent Kompany's team. Chris Wilder's Sheffield United at home to Arsenal tomorrow will try to give themselves a fighting chance to keep in the race. They're away at Bournemouth next weekend, the Blades. But the widening gap continues to grow. 11 points from safety for Burnley and Sheffield United as it stands. It could well be a battle to avoid being 18th in the final weeks of the campaign. Brentford, Everton, Nottingham Forest, Luton all in the mix. Bournemouth, you'd imagine, should be okay. 31 points from 26 games. Crystal Palace possibly still in it, 28 points from 27 games. Oliver Glasner looking to steer them away from trouble. Bournemouth just looking to keep hold of possession in the Burnley half and while away the 6 minutes of added time, 3 minutes of that already played. Here come Burnley now, looking to create a chance for a consolation, but Mepham, who's back on, just cuts that one out. Bournemouth can't quite get it together on the breakaway though. Lewis Cook's pass forward there just had a bit too much on it. And whilst there is still plenty of football to be played between now and the campaign, you get the sense that today could be definitive for both teams. 2-0 victory effectively confirming Bournemouth's safety in the Premier League for next season, whilst defeat tells Burnley fans exactly what they probably already know, which is that they will be playing Championship football once again in the 2024-25 season. Here's Benson looking to create something from the Burnley right. Goes infield to Goodmanson. He'll hang one into the box, helped on by Fofana, but helped on into the gloves of Neto. Just the one crucial save from Neto this afternoon, that first half free kick from Jakob Brun Larsen. Burnley have had a few half chances. Wilson Ødegaard, 2 opportunities to make his mark, but he failed to really test Neto. Josh Cullen had the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for a foul in the build-up. Bournemouth have always looked the more threatening when the big chances have come their way. Kluivert in the first half, Semenyo just before the end here. Slight bit of fortune, of course, by Semenyo's goal with a deflection off Charlie Taylor. But it is the final result that is all important. And it is all set for Burnley's first Premier League win of 2024. Here's Fofana. just looking to race forward in the final minute of the additional 6, but he's blocked off by Bournemouth. They want a clean sheet. It's been a while since they've got one. Got to go all the way back to Boxing Day for their last Premier League shutout. It was a 3-0 win at home to Fulham. Their last away Premier League clean sheet was at Manchester United. Vincent Kompany is a face like thunder on the sideline. He knows it's done and dusted here. Just waiting on the referee to blow the final whistle. Neto's goal kick is kept in play by Charlie Taylor, headed forward, and that is the full-time whistle here at Turf Moor. All over between Burnley and Bournemouth. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 2. Justin Kluivert and Antoine Semenyo with the goals for the Cherries, as Bournemouth edge ever closer to the certainty of Premier League survival, and Burnley slip ever closer to the almost inevitable return to the EFL Championship next season. Another frustrating afternoon for the home fans, but the big story for Andone Iraola and Bournemouth is a first Premier League victory of 2024 as they march on into mid-table. Full time here on Flashscore UK. It is Burnley 0. Bournemouth 2.